Hey guys, this is Dino DVD, and this is another round, I think it's round 3 maybe, of my collection. Starting with the Criterions and then going through the rest of my collection in whatever semblance of order I can do. I'm looking at my collection now thinking, how am I going to do this? I got stuff all the way over there in the closet, downstairs, in the bedroom. A lot of my stuff my wife likes to watch is in there. And then I've got behind me and everything else. So let's just continue and see how this goes. I left off with I think The Kid. Charlie Chaplin's The Kid, so I'm picking up with the K's again. This is an interesting film. It's well, anyway, it's hard to explain this film, but I'll do my best. It's Kenido Shindo's Kuroniko. It's from 1968. It's 99 minutes long. It's in Japanese. It's 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio. So this image is kind of a ghost-like, and that's for a reason. I really like the cover on this. This doesn't really, the light really doesn't do it justice, but that figure is actually even more shadowy than he appears. Something more like that, I guess. I'm not taking off the plastic on this, but it says, in this poetic and atmospheric horror fable set in a village in war-torn feudal Japan, malevolent spirits are ripping out the throats of itinerant samurai. When a military hero is dispatched to confront the unseen force, he finds that he must struggle with personal demons as well. From Kenido Shindo, director of the similarly terrifying Onibaba, Kuroniko, aka Black Cat, is a spectacularly eerie twilight tale with a surprising feminist angle, and it evokes ghostly special effects and exquisite cinematography. Absolutely. Tons of extras, a nice booklet, which is fairly thick as I recall. It's not super thick, but it's going to be 15 pages. Kuroniko, I recommend that one if you like horror films. It's nice. Next up. Speaking of horror films, this is a quartet of stories. This is from 1965, 183 minutes in Japanese, again 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio. This is by Masaki Kobayashi. It's Kwaidan. I was really pleased to see this was finally being released on the Criterion collection. I'll show you the inside too, if it's not in plastic. And this one's got a fold-out book, whatever it is, that I kind of don't like. But it's a great set of movies. Because after more than a decade of sober political dramas and socially minded period pieces, the great Japanese director Masaki Kobayashi shifted gears dramatically for this rapturously stylized quartet of ghost stories. Featuring colorfully surreal sets and luminous cinematography, these haunting tales of demonic comeuppance and spiritual trials, adapted from writer Lafcadio Hearn's collection of Japanese folklore, are essentially frightening and meticulously crafted. This version of Kwaidan is the original 3-hour cut, never before released in the United States. 183 minutes. So yeah, just a fantastic set of movies. Love it is very surreal, very technicolorish cinematography on this and scenes on this. I think it's well worth your time and effort to watch. This one's a classic. I've seen it, but I haven't opened it on Criterion. One of those things where I've seen the movie, so I haven't went back yet. This is also almost a 3-hour movie. This is Federico Fellini's 1960 La Dolce Vita. Really famous fountain scene here with Marcello Mastroianni. This is, I'll give you the back. The biggest hit from the most popular Italian filmmaker of all time, La Dolce Vita rocketed Federico Fellini to international mainstream success, ironically, by offering a damning critique of the culture of stardom. A look at the darkness beneath the seductive lifestyles of Rome's rich and glamorous. The film follows a notorious celebrity journalist, the sublimely cool Marcello Mastroianni, during a hectic week spent on the peripheries of the spotlight. This mordant picture was an incisive commentary on the deepening decadence of contemporary Europe, and it provided a prescient glimpse of just how gossip and fame-obsessed our society would become, no doubt. A pretty good-sized booklet in this as I can peek in. I haven't opened it. I don't know why I haven't opened it. I guess I just haven't been ready to watch it. So I do have more than a handful of films that are like that. I did watch this one, La Ventura. Spy numbers. Yeah. Curanico, spy number 584. Quaidon, spy number 90. And La Dolce Vita, 733. This is 98, it looks like. Michelangelo Antonioni, supposed to be one of the greatest directors, right up there with Federico Fellini and some of the French New Wave directors that we'll get to and have gotten to, right up there with the best of many. It's an interesting film. This takes a woman disappears on a yachting trip, and this is their search for her. And it's a film about spiritual isolation, boredom. Beautiful actress there. I can't think of her name. Beautiful actress. Gabriella Ferzetti. And Monica Vitti is also in it. I can't remember which one's which. Might be Monica Vitti. Beautiful movie, though. An interesting cover, huh? It's actually more bluish than it's showing up there, I think. Just like my face isn't quite as red as it appears, believe it or not. This one I have opened, but I did stick the sticker. I don't know why I put the sticker on it. I shouldn't have. Very thick booklet with this. And a couple interesting movies. One is shot almost like a film strip or something, or La Jetée and Sans Soleil. I don't know what that means. I think that means without sun. La Jetée is the short one. That's only 27 minutes. And then Sans Soleil is 103 minutes. So, excuse me. From the director Chris Marker, these two films. They couldn't be more different, really. They're twin pillars of an unparalleled and uncompromising career in cinema. Yeah. Yeah, I thought they were both pretty good. They're kind of films that stay with you, with those images there. This director is also a photographer, so he's very big on the images. This is another Michelangelo Antonioni's. This is that was spine number. I keep forgetting the spines. 387. This is spine 228. Part of a trilogy, actually. Like Clis. This one is the concluding chapter of the trilogy. I haven't watched it yet. Again, Monica Vitti. She's just in a relationship with another. I have seen this one. Using the architecture of Rome as a backdrop for their doomed affair, Antonioni achieves the apotheosis of style and has returned to a theme that preoccupied him the most: the difficulty of connection in an alienating modern world. There's also a 56-minute documentary exploring the director's life and career on this, and a 22-minute piece from 2005 about Antonioni and this particular movie with an Italian film critic. This has got one Blu-ray and 2 DVDs, and yeah, I haven't opened it yet. This is the third. I should just keep all these together. I don't know why I don't. This is the, actually it's the second, I think. Is this the second one? Spine 678. I can't remember if this is the first or the second one. We've got La Ventura, La Clis, and then La Note. I think it's in that order. This is spine 678. It's the last one released, but I don't think that means anything. This is the psychologically acute, visually striking modernist work, was director Michelangelo Antonioni's follow-up to the La Ventura. Yeah, this is a very sensual movie. what it says is it's a novelist and his frustrated wife who, over the course of one night, confront their alienation from each other and their achingly empty bourgeois Milan circles in which they travel. Great movie. I have watched this one. I'll put these in the order that they 1, 2, and 3 there. Makes more sense. Even though alphabetically they're slightly out of order. This one, filmed from Whit Stillman from 1998. Spy number 485, 113 minutes. I like this one a lot. Stars Kate Beckinsale and Chloe Sevigny. I can never say her name. Sevigny. The Last Days of Disco. Better movie than the title and cover indicate. It's a story of these 20-somethings, late 20-somethings probably, maybe early 30-somethings, kind of like the Friends, cast of Friends, I guess, in a way. Trying to find love and life in the after work in the nightlife of New York City during the last days of disco. So it's that general time frame. Visually, one of my favorite films in the entire collection. 422 from 1987, 165 minutes in color. It's a 200-to-1 aspect ratio. Tons of extras on this. I've often thought the DVD version might be the better one to get. I just like the packaging on that. But you got to go with the image on the Blu-ray. I think the DVD has extra. Pardon me. Oh, last time I did this, I was tired too. But this is the afternoon. It's the Last Emperor. It's Bernardo Bertolucci's Last Emperor, story of the last emperor of China, whose name escapes me. But he starts out as a it doesn't say it. He starts out as a boy, and we see him with his maternal, I guess, grandmother, maybe his paternal grandmother, who's kind of the ruler, and then she dies, I believe, if I remember this right, and then he takes over as a very young boy. And unfortunately, he gets thrown out. The emperor gets thrown out of power. Puyi is his name. He took the throne. He took the throne in 1908 at the age of 3, and then they had a cultural political revolution and threw him out of the Forbidden City, and he had to go to work and live like a regular person. I'm going to watch this again the more I think about it. It's gorgeously filmed, particularly in the Forbidden City, and then after that, it's still filmed nicely, but beautiful cinematography. Controversial movie here, Spy number 70, from Martin Scorsese, 1988, 163 minutes. All these films are really long, but this one I thought was really good. I don't know. I know it was controversial, but I guess I don't understand why. Well, I guess I understand it, but I don't see it myself. And I'm talking about The Last Temptation of Christ. Yeah, I don't get it. Stars William Dafoe as Christ. He did a great job at it. I can tell you what The Last Temptation was, but it's a good one. It's filmed by Ozu. Yeah. Yasujiro Ozu, called Late Spring. One of the most powerful of Ozu's family portraits. Late Spring tells the story of a widowed father who feels compelled to marry off his only daughter. Yeah, it's just a poignant tale of a father and a daughter. I say just, but it was beautiful. You know, most of the stuff Ozu does, or did, I should say, is beautiful. Okay, 1949, Spy 331. 108 minutes, it's black and white. It's 1.33 to 1 aspect ratio, so not so much rectangular. Right, that's half the first shelf. This one I haven't opened because it's out of print. It's a film by Jean-Pierre Melville. Leon Morin Priest. Story of a small-town priest who lives his life, but also is the object of fantasy and desire for many of the women in the local village. I have seen this. It takes place in France. Yeah. Quite a few extras on it. The only reason I haven't opened it is because again, it's out of print, so I'm kind of perhaps doing a little speculating there. Which I'm not a big fan of, but yeah. This one was really interesting. Somebody said it was one of the greatest films ever made, And, well, actually, it says on the back, considered by many to be the finest British film ever made. It's the life and death of Colonel Blimp, spine number 173. A film by Powell and Pressburger. 163 minutes, another long one, a 1.37 to 1 aspect ratio. Yeah, it's a story of General Clive Candy, who barely survives 4 decades of tumultuous British history from 1902 to 1942, only to see the world change irrevocably before his eyes. It's a great story. There is Colonel Blimp right there. I don't know if it's one of the greatest British films ever made, but I liked it a lot. This was a good film, too. Yeah, this is... who made this? Mizoguchi. Kenji Mizoguchi. This is from 1950. It's really hard to read. 1952, 136 minutes in black and white, 1.37 to 1 aspect ratio. It's a portrait of Fall from Grace as an imperial lady in waiting who gradually descends to street prostitution. I thought this was a really powerful movie. And beautifully shot again. I love Japanese film anyway. This is an interesting film. The Little Tramp, Charlie Chaplin. This is a film by Charlie Chaplin. Who, from 1952, for 137 minutes, Spine 756. It's called Limelight. He plays a character called Calvero, very similar to the Little Tramp, different kind of hat, but, you know, similar look, I guess, different mustache. He's a comedian, and now he's years past playing Calvero, and when he played him, it was silent era, now it's talkies, and he's fallen out of fashion to a great extent. But he finds a woman who's sick and cares for her and realizes she could be a star, and maybe he could make her a star and have some level of his own glory back again. The Long Day Close. What was this about again? I've seen this one, but oh yeah, this was interesting. I like this movie. This is another Blu-ray DVD deal. Has a regular book in it. A coming of age story. There's a boy who's coming of age. It's directed by Terrence Davies. Coming of age, he dreams a lot of things, and sometimes it's hard to tell whether he's dreaming them or whether they're real, and that's true throughout the whole movie. Some are more obvious than others. It's The Long Day Closes. Spine, 694, 1992, 85 minutes. Classic Fritz Lang movie. 1931, 110 minutes in German. This is the remarkable Peter Lorre speaking German. For the longest time, he didn't have any English-speaking roles until perhaps The Man Who Knew Too Much by Alfred Hitchcock was his first speaking role, I believe. First English-speaking role. He spoke in German here. What a scary movie. A child molester and serial killer. It's a whodunit, but not really, because you know it's Peter Lorre really early on, so it's not like spoiling anything. But creepy in that he whistles right before he takes these children and eventually kills them. And the whole town is after him, along with the police and everything, and they catch him. What happens after that, though? That's the key. They say it's one of the saddest movies ever made. It's pretty sad. 1937, 92 minutes. Spine 505 in English. It's called Make Way for Tomorrow. Think there for a second. This has got an actual book in it. Pretty thick. 20 pages maybe? At the ballpark? So if they did a number, them I have no idea. Maybe 25, I don't know. It's a couple an older couple who can no longer make their finances work for them, and their children. Nobody wants to take both of them in. One is willing to take in one is willing to take in the other, but nobody's willing to take them both. So they make a trip to New York City to have one last trip together. It's really a sad movie, I think. I saw parts of this years ago. I've never seen the whole thing, so I really can't say too much about it. Other than I just picked it up. It is open. I do plan on watching it soon. John Frankenheimer directed this pretty legendary Frank Sinatra performance. He won an Oscar for this, I believe, The Manchurian Candidate. It's a lot of spy espionage. He is, I believe, hypnotized or brainwashed. Whenever he sees, I thought it was a Jack of Hearts, maybe it's the Queen of Diamonds, he does something. Yeah. This was an interesting film, too. And I really love Robert Bresson, or Bresson, however I say it. 1956, 101 minutes. It's in French. 650 is the spine number. 133 to 1 aspect ratio. A man escaped. Story of a prisoner and his escape. There you go. Yeah. But it's a very detailed film. Every last thing he's playing is detailed. And then the last one on this little piece of the shelf. And I may quit it here and then pick up the next piece with the next group. So you're going to have a lot of pieces to this. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, starring David Bowie. One of 2 films I have with David Bowie in it. Spine 635, 123 minutes in English and Japanese with English subtitles. 1.78 to 1. Pretty thick book. And it is, yeah, British officer who's, you know, in a prison camp, was a Japanese POW. Yeah. It's the director is Nagisa Oshima. It's a lot about the culture clash of the British versus the Japanese. As you can see, Bowie looks fairly defiant there. That's it for this stack, guys. I'll go on to the next group, which will probably take me another 20 minutes, and then I've got another Blu-ray, which is another 20 minutes. Then we get into the DVDs on the Criterions, and then we'll get into the rest of the collection. I'll probably go quicker through the rest of the collection. The Criterions take me a while, and music may take me a while because they mean a lot to me, but a lot of the dramas and comedies and even TV shows I go through fairly quickly, hopefully. Water. Okay. All right. Well, that's it, guys, for now. Until next time, D2GD saying...